Hello everyone and welcome back to another installment of the GSA SMO Any Percent League competition. Up next we got a race between reyalsdiorteM, a Metroid Slayer backwards, and TiloTech. So right now they're just going to be setting up their DSTA timers. Looks like Tech's going to 2014 and Reya's going to be in 2025, and we'll be seeing how this pans out. So Tech looking to be 8th and Reya going to be 9th, so whoever wins this actually will be advancing to above the other in the league standings, and I believe 8th is the cutoff for the qualifier finals, so it'll be very interesting to see who wins this match for future and current standings. But yeah, both runners getting ready, starting about now. Going to be heading off right into Cap Kingdom, kind of like the tutorial kingdom for the entire game. And it's funny because Cap Kingdom is the game tutorial, but it's also kind of the speedrun tutorial. You get to see basically all the kind of basic movement and tech the runners are going to be using throughout the that the runners are going to be using throughout the run. And starting off right here, we're going to see Mario wake up, and the first thing that he's going to do is they're going to try to buffer a spin pound. So spin pounds are really useful in this game because they let you to instantly start a roll. I believe it takes 2 frames done completely optimally, but that's super precise, hardly ever done. But during any animation, including dives, cutscenes, anything, Mario can buffer a spin, and then instantly after that spin, he can jump and ground pound. So after that, you can initiate a roll, and that brings us to the next point. So rolling is the thing you've been seeing the runners do through the entirety of the beginning of Cap Kingdom, other than the spin pound. And it's the fastest way to move in this game. So we're going to try to be on the ground as much as possible, rolling through the kingdom, and up next, we're capturing the frog. So throughout this run, there's a series of captures, and each one lets Mario have a different set of abilities. This one lets you jump super high, and when you're jumping, it's technically optimal to go diagonally since Mario's speed cap is higher, but now we'll be heading into left side. Reya making about a problem, Tech having to set up a little bit more, and bonking, unfortunate. Going to be losing a lot of time for that, especially having to reset it out. But Reya getting the fast topper as Tech's about to begin his, and he's going to be entering Cascade Kingdom right up next, and Tech finishing off the game topper. Nice spin throw dive, and closing it out right now. Looks like Reya might actually be in with a 218 or 219. That's a very good cap time. Yeah, Tech not looking too pretty. 232-ish. 220 for Reya. Overestimated a little bit, but underestimated. But still a good time. Very workable. So now going into Cascade Kingdom, if you watch the last Any Percent League, you might notice that we're not going to be skipping the first moon. Oh, unfortunately Reya taking a bonk though first. But instead he's going to be capturing this chain chomp and breaking open this block. Oh, but first he's going to miss. Uh-oh. That's a really frustrating time loss. But yeah, breaking open the first moon instead of skipping it. And this is because with the new version of the game, 1.3, Nintendo basically made loads a whole bunch faster by overloading the hardware during the load times. And it makes such a difference that all the 1.0 exclusive tricks such as first moon skip, turnip clip, and that stuff you might have seen in the previous Any Percent League, those saved about a total of 48, 50 seconds somewhere, but the loads hit about 53 total, so it's actually optimal to do the 1.3 tricks instead of the 1.0. So you're going to be seeing a little bit of variation if that's what you're remembering from these runs, but all good stuff. So now, hopping right into Dino Skip. Reya bouncing off this trampoline and doing a nice quick dive to activate the Madame Brood boss fight. Capturing her dog and beating her up with her own dog. Kind of rude of Mario, but at the same time, she is throwing her dog at Mario, so can't be too mad. Just trying to make the best of a bad scenario. So. Either way, you'll see them collecting some coins throughout this boss fight, and with 1.3, that's a little bit more important because since Sphinx Clip was a 1.0 exclusive trick, we don't have the opportunity to get as many coins as easily throughout the run, so we need to grab 200 total, one for a shot moon, 100 for a shot moon in Wooded, and another 100 for a shot moon in Snow. So the most pressing concern one is the shot moon in Wooded, because you need to have 100 before Wooded, and there's no super fast way of getting coins, but there is a chest in Sand Kingdom that contains 50 of those that are not, it's not too out of the way. You can get it while grabbing a so very nice, but aside from that, now Rhea's going to be going right into chest clip. That looks very good. Got very high off that clip, and going to just be diving and rolling up to the globe. Very clean. Tech doing the other strat and rolling back down to the Odyssey after grabbing that cliff moon. Very nice, but as I was saying about the coins, getting the other 50 can be a little bit tricky, but with that boss fight and the coins in Cap Kingdom, it's not normally an issue for these top runners. But yes, now we will be entering Sand Kingdom, and Sand is where we'll be seeing that timer manipulation you might have noticed at the very beginning of this run come into play. The timers set their clocks on a date that has daylight saving time about 7 minutes back. Then before starting the run, they wait another 15 seconds. That way, after they plant one of the seed moons in this game, after it's planted, the timer will flip over and think the game has progressed an entire hour, when really it's only progressed like 7 minutes or 6 minutes 45 seconds. So it's just a neat little trick that gives us a very quick moon and also access to another very quick moon, employees only, after the seed moon. So pretty nice route. Eliminates the need for a couple of other moons. Rhea doing a little bit of an interesting strat to get it, a little bit different from what we might see in a normal run, but worked out just the same and is going to be able to get this bird cycle. You see Tech doing a more conventional approach. Quite clean for both of them. And spin pounding, buffering that spin and pounding right into that pipe. And wow, that was a very fast spin pound from Rhea. In this pipe, you have to ground pound a specific spot on the floor, and Rhea doing it pristinely, very fast, and missing that moon with that ground pound somehow, but not going to lose too much time, but a little bit of a bothering mistake. Looked good. Yeah, Tech getting it first try. Now getting employees only and going to be heading back out to a dune moon. So rolling over here is not too annoying, but ground pounding the moon on top of this dune can be a little bit finicky sometimes, and if you don't get it first try, it can be, sometimes it can take like 4 to 5 different ground pound spots just to realize where it is, because there's not an easy visual cue. But thankfully both runners getting it first try and continuing on to this archway moon. Very clean roll cancel from Rhea. You're going to be heading over to set up Dram here. You're going to be going up top, long jumping, and up throwing his cap to eventually home in on that bullet bill that you saw spawned earlier, and very well done. Not going to be going for the single bill strat. Losing about 3 seconds, I believe. But Tech now setting up his own Dram strat. Very well done as well. And he will be going for the single bill. Setting up the bullet so it goes in such a direction that he can just spin pound here, long jump, and then capture the bullet again and head over to the moon Rhea is grabbing right now. And very nice roll cancel bounce from Tilo, going over to the leaning pillar. No, wait, the lone pillar, my bad. This coming up is going to be the leaning pillar. But first, inside a block is quite a hard place as Rhea gets that moon. Tech very close behind. This is a very even race, capturing the bullet bill just basically at the same time, but going to grab different moons. And now Rhea going in for Jaxie skip. Very well done. Uncapturing the bullet bill, running into the wall, and wall kicking off of the wall. And there's that crate I was talking about. That one has a nice quick 50 moons. Now, Mario, he's feeling a prickly mood right now, so decides to capture this cactus, move it out of the way, and grab a very quick moon right on the way over to the Oasis, where we get our final 2 moons of the Sand Kingdom. Very nice spin pound again from Rhea. They've been on point this whole race. If this continues, it could be very good. So it can be really frustrating to drop spin pounds, and Tech also with a pretty good one. Unfortunately, Rhea not going to be getting the single spin throw strat, but we'll be seeing Tech go for it right here now. He might be able to get it. Looks like he got it. My screen blacked out right when he was doing that, so unfortunate. But either way, clean notes from both runners, and they're exiting sand really close together. But going to Lake Kingdom, if either of them decide to go for the more advanced route, this could all change. Because Lake Clip, it can be a little bit finicky, and you could potentially lose a whole lot of time if it takes you more than 1 to 3 tries to clip your hat through the wall. So hopefully they're able to get that strat first if they choose to go for it. But if they don't, they're just going to be going for about a 3 to 5 second time loss, which is perfectly fine. So Rhea mashing his way through these cutscenes, getting right into the next kingdom as fast as he can. A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, plus A. Gonna do one more plus A, then get right into the kingdom. So starting right off on the lakeshore. Not risking any spin pound strats there. Now gonna be vaulting off his cap here. And making his way up to the zipper. So after this moon, he gets behind the zipper. This is where he could choose to go for Lake Clip. I'm not sure if he'll go for it yet. I don't know his history with it, if he's chosen to do it or not. But looks like he's setting up for it, yes. So lining his cap up very well. Oh, but getting a fake clip, unfortunate. Oh no, messing up again. This is the time loss I was talking about earlier. Okay, gets it third try, not terrible. Almost misses bouncing off his cap there, but able to do it. Tech recognizing a fake clip at first, but not recognizing the second one, so also losing some time here. And still trying to set it up. Oh no. He's just bleeding out time. Okay, about 5th try for Tech. That's not too bad either. But gonna be losing a little bit of time. But grabbing the 2 chest moons, there's one underneath and then one for the painting. Now down throwing the Cheap and grabbing the Cheap crossing moon. They're just patrolling across, making sure no one grabs their moon, but they forget Mario has a magical hat that lets them get possessed. So kind of unfortunate, but it's fine. Now stealing the moon from the back of Dory. Hopefully doesn't mind. Tech having a little bit of spin throw issues there. Maybe try to do a down throw but misinput. Now Rhea collecting the moon from the broken pillar and heading over to his secret little room. Talking with this NPC and going to be making his way on out of here. Pretty good lake overall. Very clean warp. Tech now getting his own pillar moon and entering his own little room. So but yeah, up next we got Wooded Kingdom, and Wooded Kingdom has another one of those finicky tricks that can bleed a lot of time if you miss it, but the unique thing about Nut Clip, the trick I was just talking about, is that you only get one shot at getting it, and since we no longer run on 1.0, Rock Clip, the backup for missing Nut Clip, which still loses a whole 5-10 seconds from actually doing the Nut Clip normally. No, never mind, more than that. More like 10 to 15 thinking about it. But that's so much harder to do because 1.3 RCCs and surface clips are just much harder than they are on 1.0. So we're almost definitely not going to be seeing that if any Nut Clip mishaps happen. But first of all, we're going to be getting a couple of moons out front before Nut Clip. Getting the rock and the bunny. Just running down the bunny. Nice and easy. See, I feel like it would be a little bit easier if Mario was a tortoise, but not quite. So anyway, Rhea having enough coins to buy this shop moon here. Quite nice. Has 9 extras, but probably not going to be needing those because to get his next 100 coins he needs for the shop moon I mentioned earlier in snow, he's going to probably be grabbing a hint art somewhere in the run. And that gives you 200 coins, so plenty extra. Nice Shirney bounce from Rhea. Get up there just a little bit quicker. You know, making his way up the tree, atop the tall tree, with this uproot. And then diving in, down, going for nut clip. So, it's like he's a little bit closer than he actually is because he opted not to go for the tree route. But he actually has to get another moon later in the kingdom. Clean nut clip looks like for both runners, so that looks good. Oh, bonking. Thankfully not falling down. Oh, and Tech actually missing it. Wow. I misjudged that completely. But Rhea bonking again. This is not a time. And messing up the nut clip movement. Oh, but very clean backup. But oh no, that could be a death. This is either death or deep woods. Either one's a massive time loss. Okay, so he chooses to take a death instead of falling into the deep woods. Interesting decision, but yeah, he didn't even get that moon, so he's just going to have to continue with the original route. So he has an extra moon, the one he grabbed from the tree route, compared to the normal beginner any percent route. So he's probably going to be skipping the nut at the dead end we're going to be seeing later from Tech. But interesting to note that Tech decided to go to flooded pipeway a little bit early. Normally you should do what Rhea's doing, grabbing this uproot moon and then making your way over to the checkpoint, because now, since the loads have been so much improved, the warping time to a checkpoint's actually faster than doing the movement we just saw Tech do. So as we can see, Rhea is going to be now spin pounding or long jumping his way down to flooded pipeway and doing that now, then warping out. So a little bit of a route difference, but not going to change things too much. It only saves about 1 to 2 seconds to do it the way Tech did. But bopping the prawn on the head, and now we're going to be getting the nut around the dead end that we will probably see Rhea skipping. Clean pipes from Rhea. Tylo had a little bit of a goof up, but nothing too bad. But yes, now we'll see if Rhea decides to skip this moon or another one. Yep, deciding to skip the nut at the dead end. Smart decision making. It's definitely the most out of the way moon of the route, except for maybe this next one, but I still think the nut at the dead end is definitely the one worth skipping. Just taking this quick trip up to the crumbling tower, grabbing the nut on the crumbling tower, and Rhea having a little bit of difficulty with FRS, Flower Road skip. Oh no! Very good save. And backs it up well. Looks like he's going to be making it this time. And now we see Tech taking the lead. Having a pretty good run except for missing nut clip, which probably makes it not a very good run, but nonetheless going to be continuing and fighting Spewart for the first time this run. Oh no, Rhea bonking, misjudging slightly the distance he needed to go and taking that dive into the wall. Unfortunate death, gonna have to be doing Flower Road skip again, getting the redemption run. First try, nice job. Spin pounding his way down this time. And not gonna miss it this time. Good job, good job. So now Tech fighting Spewart, Tyler, whatever. Fighting Spewart the first time. You'll notice that the boundaries are circular, and you'll see why that is very important later in the run. Very important, even though we hardly ever see this boss fight unless nut clip is missed. Which unfortunately both happened to both runners. But anyway, Tech grabbing the multi-moon, and now that is the last part of Wooded Kingdom. Now going to be starting the Bowser boss fight in Cloud Kingdom up next. So he'll just be wading through these cutscenes, skipping a few while Rhea finishes up Speedrun. Just nice and easy, cap throwing, back flipping, and then letting his hat get bopped off, and boom, done. Yeah, most of the boss fights, it's pretty cool because they have a lot of nifty tricks that make them a lot faster and easier in this game. But they're not that complicated, but they take some practice to figure out. So, pretty interesting stuff in this game, and we'll be seeing a little bit more of that coming up. Actually, probably the most difficult boss fight strategy, except for first-person Harriet, is the Cloud Kingdom and Moon Kingdom Bowser fight. So essentially what the runners have to do is run right up to Bowser instantly and backflip cap throw to capture his hat instantly. But first, there's a lot of variation that can go into this movement here. Tilo deciding to just roll on top of one of those cloud boosts, make it up safely, not risking any difficult movement. But you see running right up to Bowser and whacking him, nice and easy, capturing it instantly instead of having to wait for him to throw it out to Mario like you would do casually. And this is probably the hardest phase, but making it look easy, backflipping and cap throwing his way right up into his hat. And looking really clean going into the rest of this fight. This next phase is made much easier by damage boosting. You don't have to worry about getting hit by any of the other hats. And getting that heart for swag, not saving any time, but able to just get that full health while defeating Bowser. Not even a challenge for Mario. But yes. Next up is the Scary Kingdom full of poison and the ground and just stressful jumps all around. Quite frightening. Scary Kingdom, I might say, but we'll be seeing Tilo start off with the neem tree jump. Oh, grabbing the first tree by accident. How will we make this up? Just spin pounding and setting it up again, and ooh, going for this nice roll double jump, and nice and easy spin pounding on that on the pathway moon up the mountain. But yeah, very clean movement overall from Tilo. Except for that bonk at the beginning. It's the general movement is to just long jump across that gap, but Tech taking a little bit further and just rolling his way over a little bit, retaining slightly more speed. Probably be seeing Rhea do it the more conventional way. Not bonking, doing the standard triple jump. Well done. Roll, long jump, and ground pounding on the moon. Now, Tilo is going to be spooking the bird and making his way over to the trapedal block moon. Not going for reverse trapedal. Expected. I only know one or two runners who actually go for that in races. Pretty insane and very difficult strat. Very easy to die on, but now making his way over to cage triple. Very clean cage triple, not having to vector as much as you see most times and still making it work, but taking a death while getting that final moon of Lost Kingdom. That's very frustrating. The very final moon in the kingdom just unfortunately taking a death. Playing it a little bit safe, sliding on the wall and diving right into the moon. Well done, but losing a lot of time for those deaths. And normally you'd see runners save themselves from that by cap jumping off of that moon, but you cannot do that after you die because the klepto trigger is present where you would land after cap jumping. So we'll see Rhea probably making the cap jump back up to the top, doing a nice up throw strat, very clean. But if you roll the way he does, you would get your cap stolen by Klepto and lose another 20-25 seconds. So much, much, much safer just to take the death, like Tech did. But yes, retaining his lead going into Rainy Metro Kingdom. Definitely the rainiest of all the kingdoms, and no longer doing the people's jump. Quite unfortunate, but that was a thing of the very far past. Very far, as the game comes out in 2017, but no longer in the run. Instead, going to spin throw capture this pylon and make his way down to the most vertical section of the game, probably. Metro Kingdom is pretty unique in that you have to climb up a lot of things. The climax of this being the City Hall Tower climb. But before we get to that, we have to grab a few moons because they're right on the way. So this first one being between two girders, and now rolling down and bouncing off the top of this Goomba, capturing the Spark Pylon, saving that moon for later, quite actually kind of funnily, because it's right in the way there, but there's even a better spot to get that moon later. So we'll be seeing it back. Don't worry, we won't forget about it. But now here's the City Hall Tower climb. Doing it with some ease, but if you fall off here, the platforms that you saw at the very beginning are cycle-based, so you have to wait for a second cycle to set the room up the normal way. So any mistake here can be a very time-consuming to deal with. And also that blind jump it's not easy it's not hard to do, but sometimes your cap can just go in the complete wrong direction, called a Valerie dive, and that's one of the more known, at least for me, places to do that. And it's quite frustrating to fall all the way back down. And thankfully Ray is not demonstrating for us what I mean, but yeah, you lose all the time to climb City Hall and do it all over again. But now entering the most RNG dependent part of this game is the MechWiggler boss fight. So Tilo taking out the first phase with 4 shots, slightly the most optimal is to do 3, but 4 is not too shabby either, not going to be waiting. But up next, this is complete RNG. There are very, very few ways to manipulate the way that the Wiggler goes, and it's looping over itself a lot. This is not what you want to see in a good Wiggler pattern. When the Wiggler loops over itself, the bulbs are really finicky and weird to hit, but so we saw that Tilo missed 2 of the purple bulbs at the very beginning when it was just running around, and thankfully he's able to get those 2 at the end. But if he wasn't and just had some goofy hitboxes happen, then you can lose a whole bunch of time by getting a 3rd cycle and having to wait for the Wiggler to go all the way back around again, losing about 25 or 35 seconds, depending on how good your 3rd cycle is. So Rhea having a much cleaner 2nd Wiggler phase. Actually no, he had the same mistake as Tilo. My bad. But either way, both finishing it up and entering the next portion of this game. So now entering Sunny Metro Kingdom. Just amazing how much rain that one Wiggler, pesky little Bowser, that Wiggler and that pesky little Bowser can just cause instantly. On a whim, just gone. Perfect day out here. Gonna be warping back to this Spark Pylon after this next Girder Moon. We're gonna be making, Mario's gonna be making his way over to Scoot Clip. Sadly, we don't have any face cam for this race. Somewhat unfortunate, but you have to turn your controller like completely sideways in order to get this moon. It's quite comical to see some runners try to do it, but unfortunately no face cam today. So now Tilo making his way over to this depressed man on the bench. No one's sitting down and talking to him, so Mario taking the time out of his day to just go over, say hi, check in with him, and ends up getting a moon out of it. So just, if you ever see someone struggling, be sure. Might be worth your while. But now making his way over to this next Girder Moon, plenty of these in the Metro Kingdom. Breaking the crate and rolling his way over, and it looks like he, oh wait, can't say that yet. Yeah, choosing to go for the musician's route. Wise decision, not opting to go for bullet building. I'm going to be losing about 2-3 seconds over the optimal Metro Kingdom, but not too shabby. Rhea not deciding to go for it either, and having a little bit of an unfortunate run-in with this wall twice, just opting to not try again, just rolling his way past it. Unfortunate time loss, but making his way over to Pauline and the drummer. And as Tylo's heading over to the OTEM. First, though, gotta grab this wreckage moon. And now OTEM. But yes, that's what this route is named after. It's slightly easier than the bullet building route, but we've named that route after him for quite a while. And now Tylo warping his way up to the checkpoint we grabbed earlier before activating the Wiggler boss fight. And here's where we see that moon we left out earlier. First gonna grab, how do they take the garbage out? Man, that's kind of interesting. Just have that trash can way up there, but there's the girder moon. Very, very conveniently placed there. Not even worth going for it earlier. So now, making his way up this wire, backflipping his way up. Very clean movement. Any bonk or minor mistake there can completely mess up the scheduled path. So thankfully not going to be making any mistakes. And here both runners are probably going to be getting this hint art. Yes, Tylo ground pounding right there, and we get to see Luigi. Hey Luigi! For the first and only time in this run. But at least he's in it. He made it in the game. Not going to be seeing him in Balloon World because we're not completing peace in any of the kingdoms so that we'll be able to see. But he has to say hello, so that's good. But finishing out Metro Kingdom, we see Tylo entering into People's Room. This is the final sub-area of Metro Kingdom, and just making his way over these crowds of people and grabbing the two very quick moons up top before warping his way out and heading into Snow Kingdom. So here the runners have an option of going to side right now, but it's much easier. You don't go to Snow Kingdom first, since you don't have to press any downward arrows. You can just spam A and B the whole way through and eventually just make it to Snow Kingdom. And that's the main reason that both runners actually decided to grab the hint art. It's about a 1 to 2 second time loss. So just a little bit of time, but it's much simpler to do than clicking down and going to Seaside. Plus, if you mess up and press down twice by accident and you end up going to Snow Kingdom instead, then you have to do a much slower room instead of buying the Shop Moon. So almost always going to see runners going for Snow first. So Snow is actually the smallest kingdom on the outside, so its loading sequences are much faster from the beginning. So getting into this quite a bit quicker. Tech, very nice roll in speed maintenance coming out of the Odyssey. Now making his way up to say hi to Captain Toad. Wow, ooh, that's just cruel. Destroying practically all of his shelter. Not cool at all. Hopefully that bad runner karma doesn't come back to bite him in the butt. But now making his way up to Shiveria Town, the main portion of the Snow Kingdom. Going to be getting 8 out of the 9 rest of the moons in here. Basically a giant sub-area, though not exactly. That's why it takes Snow so quick to load. This doesn't actually load in until you actually enter the loading zone for it. But now grabbing the Shiverian treasure chest up top and rolling his way over to a potential snow cliff. So here we have a moon just disguised beneath the snow, and doesn't look like he actually got the snow clip, but tries to set up a backflip after grabbing that moon and flipping into the wall, but not quite getting it. Only saves about 2 to 3 seconds though, so not a huge deal. Rhea taking an unfortunate bonk there. Now, making his way through this room, using the Typhoons to boost himself all the way through. And now blowing away all the Spinies, leaving one just to save a little bit of time on this cutscene here. and grabbing Story Moon. So Snow is one of the few kingdoms we're actually going to be seeing Story Moons in, other than Metro Kingdom and Luncheon Kingdom, because the moons in Snow are pretty few and far between. So even though there might be faster ones post-peace, those aren't available yet. So just have to deal with what we got. Right, also getting the fast spiny unit. And here's the second part of RNG in this run. We gotta really hope these Goombas decide not to commit suicide, because if they do, we have to reset the room by dying, and that loses a lot of time. So thankfully, none of the Goombas causing us to die by dying themselves. So thank you, Goombas. And now making his way to this roll-canceled triple jump. Playing it safe with an extra cap throw. And grabbing the second Story Moon. So now we're going to see those hint arts come into play for Tylo. The shop moon's coming up right after this. Going to be rolling into the shop and purchasing the Shivarian shop moon. But first, long jumping quite smoothly into that pipe. Very clean. Oh, really weird roll cancel for Rhea there. On the ice, the physics for canceling your rolls with a cap throw is a little bit different from the way you do it on normal surfaces. So going with the cap there. But now we're going to be seeing another pretty difficult part of the run. With some new tech that's been discovered, the Snowdram jump is much easier than it used to be, because now vectoring is much more easy to do, and we know how much distance it saves, and that jump is made looking as easy as tech just did it. Very clean demonstration of Snowdram. And yes, spin throwing his hat onto the globe and going to be making his way out of Snow Kingdom. Now Ray going to be attempting his own Snowdram. Setting it up a little bit differently from... setup looks pretty good. That was a... He cap dived a little bit too far to the left and ended up paying for it. Not going to be able to get the homing rainbow cap spin and going to have to set it up again. Very unfortunate time loss for Rhea. Cap throwing really far to the left again. Maybe that's just part of the setup. It worked. It worked that time, but pretty sketchy. But now Tylo entering Seaside Kingdom, and we're getting the very first Cliff Moon, not of the game, but of Seaside Kingdom. Gonna be making his way up this really interesting wall. What? It looked like he went through the moon there, but didn't quite. Just went under it, but the way the shadows made it look is Mario went right through the moon. Odd time loss at the beginning of this kingdom, but won't cause too much damage for tech. And I doubt these runners are on PB pace, but they're not having bad runs by any means, but missing that clip can be very time-consuming. So, meanwhile, Tylo not deciding to ride the waterway. For some reason, the devs thought that you had to use a Gushing to get that moon in that pocket there, but I have a feeling they actually didn't, but just named it that for the sake of naming it that. Oh, wow. Tylo going to be getting a yellow and a green Kuma? I don't know. Seaweed guy going over there. Green and yellow is generally a sign of good luck, at least in my book. But we'll be seeing what Rhea gets. It's that might make up a little bit of time depending on what they get. Not actually, but just we'll see what their lucky colors are today. But Tylo making his way through the secret passageway. Now going to be getting this next Seaside Moon under the upside down seaweed. Quite interesting. Looks like Red didn't even get any colored seaweed there. I don't know how that forebodes for him, but at least he's not getting any bad luck from that, I suppose. But as Tylo's finishing up his Seaside Kingdom, we're going to be seeing the last major trick of the kingdom. So this Seaside clip is one of the easier way to get out of bounds in this game. but it turns out it saves like 3 to 5 seconds, nice and easily. But the trickiest part about this is staying inbounds when grabbing this moon. Shaking with the fish extends your hitbox just enough to grab that moon there, and then you can enter the Sphinx right here and complete the Sphinx dip movement and warp your way out. Nice and easy last 2 moons. Rhea struggling a little bit to kill all the seaweed, but now going to be making his way to the fish clip, or the Sphinx dip as some call it. Yeah, Sphinx clip itself got removed with the 1.0 patch, but we still got Sphinx dip here. I'm going to be visiting it once. Thankfully not clipping back in bounds. And now going to be making his way out. Up next we got Luncheon Kingdom. Now Luncheon Kingdom isn't exactly very trick heavy. There's a few interesting points of movement, but the most time loss you're going to see in Luncheon is just because of the janky surfaces a little bit and the awkward rolls and movement you have to do to traverse it. So right off the bat, we're going to see salt triple. Just triple jumping right off that salt and moving your way up, grabbing this first moon, nice and easy. Now, make it still rolling, wow. Those look a little bit sketchy, but it's able to roll all the way down and grab lurking under the pillar's shadow. And now making his way into the second appearance, synchronized cutscene skips, nice. But, wow, where have we seen this guy before? Man. Cap throw, backflip, bop his hat off, and bounce on his head. This reminds me of something we did earlier, just a little bit. Huh. And that's all there is to it. There is no change in that boss fight. Wait, what's that I'm noticing? Oh, wait, it's not a circle, it's a rectangle. Okay. So, Spirit just decides, I don't need to change up my moveset to beat Mario the second time. I can just change my surroundings and mold them to what I need. And really, it makes no difference. So, unfortunate for him, but we're going to be taking his moon and moving on with our days. So now Tech making his way into a very interesting sub-room, not because the movement's particularly interesting, you just roll, long jump, and then spin pound your way out of there, and then boom, you're out. But we only grabbed 1 moon. He went in a sub-area, why wasn't it worth grabbing both of them? Well, the other sub-area moon is so slow that in any percent dark side and darker side, both of those moons are too slow to make it in the route. Which is quite surprising and kind of silly. It actually makes it into the route in min captures, but that's because Luncheon Kingdom doesn't have that many min captures moons available to be had. But yeah, the other moon is of Shard's moon that is very slow. But now Kobe making his way right into the turnip, throwing the turnip right into the pot, bonking his way on the surface, yet just enough height to grab it. And now backflipping his way up to his pillar moon. Synchronized moon grabs, nice. And not deciding to adjust his camera to make this lava bubble spawn just a little bit later. Confident enough in his movement abilities to capture it, and looks quite good. Making the cycle no problem. And heading into Fork's room. First of all, angling his camera up to make one of the cycles a little bit more close to what Mario would like to have, and almost not homing in on that. That would have been very bad, would have taken a death there. But thankfully going to be making his way up top and securing the first moon, and the second moon is no problem after grabbing the first one. Very clean roll off the railing there as well. Meanwhile, Rhea not adjusting his camera either and capturing the lava bubble before even fully getting the moon. That was very swag. Now entering his own fort. So sadly, we're not going to be seeing any of the cool Shirney bounce strats from Tylo on this moon, but nonetheless, I'm going to be making his way over here, capturing the Hammer Bro, And now, will he make Dance to Happy and not spam? No. Oh, wait. That's good enough for me. I don't know if it would have made Dance to Happy, but he spammed at the beginning and then was able to slow it down, break open the 2 turnips, and then eventually just, boom, done. Got the moon. So now Rhea making his way up over to this area. We'll be seeing a Shirney bounce from him. No Shirney bounces, but staying closer to the wall than Tylo. Not sure if that saved any time or not, but looked a little bit smoother, except for missing the spin pound. Uh-oh. Okay. Not accidentally killing the hammer, bro. And pulling the lever. Spamming a little bit, but able to save it. Excuse me, I knocked over my mic. Sorry. But now, Tylo, very clean movement throughout that part of the kingdom. Spin throwing his way, capturing that fork. It's actually possible to make your way up that section without capturing the fork. Trick called forkless. Wow, we are creative. But opting not to go for it, I don't even know if it saves time, but it looks cool. But Rhea setting up his own vaults, triple jump behind this mountain, and then going to be ground pounding on this moon. Spin pounding, actually. Nice. A little bit off the mark, but not too bad. Tylo a little bit slow on his cutscene skip there, but no huge deal. Oh, thank you, Exiled Prince, for the Twitch Prime sub. We really appreciate you spending that 1 gift sub with Twitch Prime on our channel. Thank you very much. Enjoy the emotes. But for emotes. But up next we have the Bowser Kingdom. No. The game pranks you. It says you're going to Bowser's Kingdom, but in fact you're going to the most boring kingdom of the entire run. Ruin Kingdom. Ruin Kingdom is essentially a auto-scroller because the dragon fight that ensues, while it sounds interesting, whoa, Mario gets to fight a dragon. This is the only movement that really matters in the kingdom. Is making your way up, spin throwing onto this sword, and capturing the spark pylon. Pretty well done. But, oh wow, look, a giant dragon. But guess what? You get 4 life up parts to beat it. And you also get, it's just, they make it really hard for you to lose this fight, at least. Yes, Ruined is very Resident Sleeper. So, now Rhea gets to do his only movement part of this kingdom. Ooh, taking a very tight roll. That was very clean. But yeah, the dragon just decides, I'm going to slam my head on the ground for no particular reason. And I feel like that does a lot more damage to the dragon than Mario ground pounding on its head actually does. But hey, you do you, man. So, Rhea going to be paying a visit to Captain Toad, grabbing another hint out for some swag, making the kingdom a little bit more bearable to walk through. Meanwhile, Tylo actually having some really nice cap movement, not throwing his cap a second time, just letting it go to each respective sword. But yeah, working their way through this arduous boss fight. Very difficult. Oh no, he doesn't make it all the way up. How will he recover? Oh look, he just backflips and throws his hat. Wow. Is anyone doing XT skip? I will leave that to you to find out. I'm not even sure if this is pre-recorded or not, so I wouldn't know. But we can always hope. But yes, if you're interested in these any percent races, the Task Tuesdays, World Record Wednesdays, Celeste Any Percent League, SM64 70 Star League A and B, SMM2 Expert League, Speedrun thing. It's really cool. You should check it out Saturday and Sunday. if you're interested in any of that, be sure to check out !schedule to see when that's all happening. Check out our Twitter, !Twitter, !YT for our 2 YouTube channels. One's for showcases and events, and the other one is for actual VODs. Just be sure to check that all out if you're at all interested in any amazing speedrun content. Probably one of the best places to go for that. But yes, exiting Ruined Kingdom, finally. 3 minutes and 20 seconds of blah. Alright. Up next we got Bowser's Kingdom, much more interesting. The movement in this kingdom is very, it's very close to death all the time, but it's not the most difficult movement. You can make it harder by going minimally faster by doing some more advanced tricks, but much better to just play it safe. So a nice spin throw to capture that first pylon. You're going to be making your way through this kingdom by capturing a whole bunch of those. And not opting to go for the Pokiogram. Rarely see that anyway. It's not faster, not slower. I think it looks cooler, so I do it, but most runners opt not to. Spin pounding on the ogre, nice and easy. Very clean movement so far for Tylo. But up next, he's got the most arduous part of the Bowser Kingdom, probably. It's shards. Well, at least the first part of Bowser Kingdom. I can't say that because we have mech at the end. But shards, there's a few tricks in there that can lose you a whole bunch of time if you just miss homing in on one shard. And we'll be seeing this in about a second after he skips this cutscene. But yeah, we see him diving his way up and rolling his way over to this pylon as Rhea kills his own ogre. And this first shard's pretty nice and easy. You roll cancel into it and get a nice triple jump and very clean dive back. Triple jumping just far enough so he can home his cap into that shard and capture it. Well, not capture it. Then jumping up to that next shard on the top and rolling your way over to the fourth shard on the other side, conveniently located. And grabbing that last shard by capturing the Pokio. Very clean shards overall for Tylo. We'll see if Rhea can do the same or has a little bit of fail, but very clean dive back again. Wow, 2 out of 2. Nice roll cancel. Clean fourth grab. And now capturing the Pokio. It's technically faster to actually walk a Pokio over there and have it shoot the bomb back at the cannon instead of... Oh shoot! I have never seen this before. What? No way. That's so annoying. How did that even happen? He must have misinput a roll somehow. That's so unfortunate. Wow. But in the meantime, Tylo not wasting any time going over for Harriet first. Sticking with tradition. Respectable. Yeah, I don't know how that fall happened. That was ridiculous. He had a really good charge too. But blowing up Harriet for the last second to last time in this run actually. Ladies first, doing respectable things. Are you kidding again? Okay, thankfully saving it by homing in. But what? He's having not a good time right now. Again! Man. Bowser's Kingdom not looking too good for Rhea right now. Not even going for Bowser's Ground in the end. But Tylo finishing up topper, nice and easy. Rhea not wasting any time going for Harriet first as well. Also sticking with tradition. Going for the first person's traps as well. Saves a little bit of time. You get to throw the bombs back just a little bit faster. So, well done. A little bit of a different setup here. Looks good. Works easily. And now we got one more phase for it. And missing the last phase. No, unfortunate. But getting the second one. Losing a little bit of time, but not too bad. Now, Tylo making his way behind these crates and breaking his way through. Through this pipe and up top. And capturing this Pokio to climb his way up to the top of Bowser Kingdom, where we will see a kind of tricky part of the run. So stay tuned for that. We're not planning to, but yeah, rolling his way through over to the final boss of the Bowser's Kingdom. So skipping over the cutscene, we don't need to know what Bowser's done to Peach. Just now fighting this robot bunny contraption. Don't know how they decided to put this together so quickly, but Tylo making his way over Topper, spin pounding off the platform, just smashing him on the head, nice and easy. And now making his way back on top. Very clean first section of the Mecha Brutal. Red grabbing his crate moon easily as well, and going to be making his way up to the top. And looks like Tylo is going to be going for target acquired. Bopping Harriet on the head first, and now... Oh man! Oh, missing target acquired just barely. He died too fast. I've never seen that before. He just wasn't quite on top of Spirit enough to burst his bubble. So now trying to home in on the Pokio to make his way back up to the top of the Mecha Brutal. And ground pound on the final bubble. Still gonna maintain his lead, but unfortunate time loss there. So Rey's got a chance to make up some time here. Very nice spin pound on top of Rango. And is he going for Topper acquired? He is! No! Oh, that would have been sick. He almost... Topper acquired is similar to this target acquired we saw Tylo miss. But it's a little bit harder to set up, and almost gets it, but spin pound's just a little bit too late. Yeah, rip Tylo, but he's still ahead. Probably going to be staying ahead of Rhea in the placings. But Rhea able to get target acquired and save quite a bit of time on Tylo here. So if he has any major mishaps in the Moon Kingdom, he could have a bad time. 5701 globe for Tylo. So we will see how this pans out. I'm going to mark down 5701 because I am bad at remembering things. All right. 5701. It's looking like he's going to be about... if I were to, I don't know exactly the time to the globe, but I would guess about 40 to 45 seconds behind. No, maybe more than that. I don't know yet. But entering the final part of this game, the Moon Kingdom, where Mario crashes Bowser's wedding just to reclaim his own girl. Quite noble, but at the same time a little bit of a bully. Bowser takes all of this time to prepare this amazing wedding for Peach, and Mario even buys his own suit, as we see here, but just has to crash it because you can't let Peach marry Bowser. Not happening. And Rey about 48 seconds behind. So very clean vectors. Mentioned them earlier in the frog room at the very beginning of this run. We're going to be seeing them again come into full effect right there, because you travel faster when Mario is moving diagonally because his speed cap is much higher in that direction. We see him doing it again here. And now ground pounding on top of the Sphinx, making his way up to the top and doing moon skip. Not too bad at all. A little bit of an interesting strategy here. Yep, bonking. He was not safe at all there, so has to reset Moonskip, and that's going to lose him some time. If this keeps happening, then Rhea could actually regain a lot of time here. So playing it a little bit safer, going for the side flip, getting a little bit more height before making his way over to the chapel. See, Bowser took the time to build a chapel on the moon, and it's this nice fancy thing. And Mario's busting in, breaking down the door. Now, skipping this cutscene, we don't care what happens to Peach. Again, we just want to beat up Bowser. So, similar to what happened in the other Bowser fight we saw in Cloud Kingdom, we're going to be running up to Bowser quickly to beat him up and just stick it to him as quickly as possible. And Tylo barely able to avoid this massive pillars of fire that Bowser spews at you. Just incredibly tall, have to jump up very high up in the sky in order to avoid them. Yeah. And Rhea having a good first phase, and Tylo having a good first two phases. Not making any mistakes. Can't lose any time in this next Bowser section. And this third phase is the easiest of the three, again, because you are able to damage boost. Use those eye frames. Don't know why you would frame your eyes, unless you have to wear glasses. But nonetheless, using them to his advantage. Skipping these cutscenes, again, we don't care what happens to Peach, but we will carry her away to victory. And now, for the final portion of the game, we get to become Bowser. What is it like in the side of the King Koopa many people have asked? Well, now we know. We get to breathe fire far away to victory. Just overall, the man we wanted to be forever, right? Yeah, totally. So, making his way through this first section as straight as he possibly can. Blasting his way through these rocks. 5 swipes, nice and quick after that fireball. And now making his way into this 2D section. Now, I wish that I'd known throughout the game that you can actually go into 2D sections as a capture. Wow, that would have been neat, but apparently you're not able to except when you're Bowser. Bowser privilege, but... Oh wait, no XD skip. Aw, rip. No XD skip from Tylo, so his run is automatically invalidated. Quite unfortunate. Now we get to see Rhea. He will not make that same mistake again, hopefully. Hopefully. If he is to make that mistake, it's probably just going to be a draw in the record book. But Tylo entering his pillars at 102.07, so it's possible for him to sub 103, but it'll be pretty tight. And sadly, Rhea is not going to do the XD skip either, so this is going to be a draw. Just kidding. But quite unfortunate that neither of the runners decided to put aside the seriousness and go for a few memes at the end of the run. Not deciding to play this, you know. But yeah, Tylo cleaning up these pillars quite nicely. He's going to be finishing up. The way points are scored for this league, you get points for being close to the other runners. So Rhea is still going to be getting a fair share of the 30 possible points he can get for league. And Tylo finishing off with a 103.01, a nice palindromic number. And Rhea going to be finishing up hopefully within about 30 seconds of that. That'll net him, I believe, 28 points, and Tylo 62. Yeah, pretty good race overall from both runners. They both missed Nutfoot, so that was somewhat comical, but both finishing up very close to each other. Very close race. GG's to both. Be sure to check out our next coming up race. Up next, we have Equan versus Mitch SMO, second place on the record board right now. So that'll be a good race to watch. Be sure to stay tuned for that. If you're interested in any of the past races, be sure to check out exclamation point 507 Moon. Nice. Be sure to check out our YouTube channels, like I mentioned earlier. Check out our Twitter, exclamation point Twitter, and check out our schedule for all future races. So yes, thank you all very much for watching. I've been BP31, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.